Hello medicos. So today we are going to learn the thalamus. So this is the thalamus. It is a large ovoid mass of grey matter situated bilaterally in diencephalon. Both thalami form 80% of diencephalon. Now we are moving to thalamic nuclei. These thalamic nuclei are classified by two methods: anatomical classification and physiological classification. So first of all we will see the anatomical classification. Thalamus on each side is divided into 5 main nuclear groups by Y-shaped internal medullary lamina. Now the nuclei are midline nuclei, intralaminar nuclei, medial mass of nuclei, lateral mass of nuclei and posterior group of nuclei. So now we will see the physiological classification. On the basis of functions and their projections, thalamic nuclei are classified into 5 groups. This type of classification is also called Bondoc classification, in which specific sensory relay nuclei, specific motor nuclei, association or less specific nuclei, non-specific nuclei and limbic system nuclei are included. Now, specific sensory relay nuclei, in which ventral posterior nucleus, medial geniculate body and lateral geniculate body are included. They project sensory signals to distinct areas of cerebral cortex. Specific motor nuclei, in which ventral anterior nucleus, ventral lateral nucleus are included. They receive signals controlling motor activities from cerebellum and corpus striatum and send these signals to motor areas in the cerebral cortex to complete the feedback system of motor control mechanism. Now the association or less specific nuclei, in which dorsolateral nucleus, posterolateral nucleus and pulvinar are included. They send information to association areas of cerebral cortex. Then non-specific nuclei, which include midline nuclei, intralaminar nuclei, reticular nucleus. They project signals to diffused areas of cerebral cortex. And lastly, limbic system nuclei, in which anterior nucleus, dorsolateral nucleus are included, which project into limbic cortex. So now we will see the thalamic radiations or thalamic peduncles. Thalamic radiation is the collection of nerve fibers connecting thalamus and cerebral cortex. It contains both thalamocortical and corticothalamic fibers. All these fibers between thalamus and cerebral cortex pass through the internal capsule. Fibers of the thalamic radiation are divided into 4 groups, which are called thalamic peduncles or thalamic stalks. They are like this: anterior or frontal thalamic peduncle or radiation. Anterior thalamic peduncle connects the frontal lobe of cerebral cortex with medial and lateral thalamic nuclei. It contains mostly motor nerve fibers. Number 2. Superior, which is centroparietal thalamic peduncle or radiation. Fibers of this peduncle connect postcentral gyrus, which is somastatic area of parietal lobe, and adjacent area in frontal cortex with lateral mass of thalamic nuclei. It contains mainly the sensory fibers. Posterior or occipital thalamic peduncle or radiation. Posterior thalamic peduncle connects occipital lobe of cerebral cortex with pulvinar and lateral geniculate body. It contains the nerve fibers concerned with vision. Inferior or temporal thalamic peduncle or radiation. Fibers of this peduncle connect temporal lobe and insula with pulvinar and medial geniculate body. This peduncle contains the nerve fibers concerned with hearing. So now we will see the functions of thalamus. So thalamus is primarily concerned with somatic functions and it plays little role in the visceral functions. Following are the various functions of thalamus. Relay center. Impulses of almost all the sensations reach the thalamic nuclei, particularly in the ventral posterolateral nucleus. After being processed in the thalamus, the impulses are carried to cerebral cortex through thalamocortical fibers. Number 2. Center for processing of sensory information. All the peripheral sensory impulses reaching thalamus are integrated and modified before being sent to specific areas of cerebral cortex. Almost all the sensations are processed in the thalamus before reaching cerebral cortex. Because of this function, thalamus is usually called the functional gateway for cerebral cortex. Function number 3, it is the center for determining quality of sensations. Thalamus is also the center for determining the quality of sensation, that is, to determine the affective nature of sensations. Usually, the sensations have two qualities. Number 1, discriminative nature, and number 2, affective nature. Now, what is discriminative nature? It is the ability to recognize the type, location, and the other details of the sensations, and it is the function of cerebral cortex, whereas affective nature is the capacity to determine whether a sensation is pleasant or unpleasant and agreeable or disagreeable. Determining the affective nature of sensations is the function of thalamus. 4. Center for sexual sensations. Thalamus forms the center for perception of sexual sensations. 5. Role in arousal and alertness reactions. Because of its connections with nuclei of reticular formation, thalamus plays an important role in arousal and alertness reactions. 6. Center for reflex activities. Since the sensory fibers relay here, thalamus forms the center for many reflex activities. 7. Center for integration of motor activity. Through the connections with cerebellum and basal ganglia, thalamus serves as a center for integration of motor functions. Applied physiology. Thalamic lesion. Thalamic lesion occurs mainly because of blockage of thalamogeniculate branch of posterior cerebral artery. Lesion of thalamus leads to a condition called thalamic syndrome. Following are the symptoms of thalamic syndrome. 1. Loss of sensations. 2. Astereognosis, which is the loss of ability to recognize a known object by touch with closed eyes. 3. Ataxia, which refers to incoordination of voluntary movements. Thalamic phantom limb. The patient is unable to locate the position of a limb with closed eyes. The patient may search for the limb in air or may have the illusion that the limb is lost. This is called thalamic phantom limb. Anosognosia. It is the lack of awareness or denial of existence of a neurological defect or general illness or any disability. Spontaneous pain and thalamic overreaction. It occurs often. Pain stimulus is felt more acutely than in normal conditions. Hyperalgesia. Involuntary movements. Thalamic syndrome is always associated with some involuntary motor movements. These are athetosis, which means slow writing, and twisting movements. Chorea means quick, jerky, involuntary movements. Intention tremor. Tremor is defined as rapid, alternate, rhythmic, and involuntary movements of flexion and extension in the joints of fingers and wrist or elbow. Intention tremor is the tremor that develops while attempting to do any voluntary act. Intention tremor is the common feature of thalamic syndrome. Thalamic hand or athetoid hand is the abnormal attitude of the hand in thalamic lesion. It is characterized by moderate flexion at wrist and hyperextension of all fingers. Thank you very much.